Hello and welcome to Deception Bay and to Bundaberg. How are you going, Justin?
I'm very well, thank you, Paul. Very much looking forward to this game between the Deception Bay Raptors women and the Bayside Ravens women. Captain's coming out for the coin toss. Might be able to rattle a few names off. Just give me a second. Just currently chatting with one of the Gridiron Queensland faithful on Facebook, giving them some details of the live stream today. Just bear with me for a second. Just seriously
good,
multitasking
I'll fill
at
in
the
for
moment.
you. I'll fill in for you.
Yep, you're right. Okay, I'm back. I finished
Justin's actually up in Bundaberg in the Bundaberg bunker doing the commentary au natural from his computer desk. I'll show you a picture of it in a minute. I'm down in Deception Bay. We've just seen the Raptors play the Thunder in the men's, with the Thunder taking that one out. But good performance by the Raptors. In fact, Justin, you were having a chat with the coach off air there. Was he pretty happy with the men's Raptors team?
I was chatting to Coach Palmer just about 5 minutes ago. Lee was pretty happy with the way things went. Obviously, it would have been nice to get the win, but all things considered, they stuck to their game plan fairly well. A few little unfortunate, unforced errors probably cost them a better result. But look, lots of really promising and things to look at that can certainly help them improve over the course of the season. Yeah, the women there giving everyone nice big hugs. They're obviously looking forward to playing the game and being very friendly about it. It's good to see.
Ravens are going to be receiving, but that's the news of the day. Talk us through it, Justin.
Yes, Christy Moran not suited up again for this game. Without wanting to say that the Ravens are a one-woman team, because they're most certainly not. They have a lot of talented players in various positions over their roster. Not having Christy healthy and suited up is a big blow to their campaign, and they'd probably be the first to admit that. The Raptors will certainly be taking that on board, and they would think that their chances of a win today are improved by that. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. Christy been playing a bit of linebacker during the course of the season, as well as a little bit of running back. So she's been a bit of a utility player. She's not used to being on the defensive side of the ball, but from what I've seen, she's certainly taken to that role quite well, making a few big stops and trying to work her way through what can be a confusing element of the game, knowing where to be at the right time all the time when playing defense. So here we go, the teams are taking the field.
I notice she hasn't got a clipboard in her hand at the moment, but I would strongly suggest that she's going to be doing some coaching today.
Well, it wouldn't be her first coaching gig. She actually took over the clipboard from Coach Gerard Fitzpatrick last year, and took the team through a game or two with the clipboard in hand, and was successful on at least one of those occasions. I think she might have done it just the once, so she was successful on that occasion. The team got the win. I don't think she was in any hurry to get back to that role, but hey, look, she's now got the experience and should have the expertise and the knowledge to be able to guide the team fairly successfully from the sideline. So hats off to her if she wants to take on that role again. It's not an easy one, but it certainly can be very rewarding as a coach. Both when you get the wins and when you get the losses, but in terms of building a team of athletes, it's very rewarding. And there we are, the kickoff. It's gone down the middle, and it's gone past the first receiver, fumbled there on the ground by number 10 for the Ravens, Candice Swaziland. And she's rounded up on the sideline around about the 30-yard line. Candice looks to be playing a bit of offense today. She's normally the Ravens middle linebacker. The previous Gridiron Queensland MVP, I believe, defensively. Looks like she's going over to the wide receiver position or leaving the field. No, wide receiver. So here we go. Offensive backfield for the Ravens. 2 backs. I believe it is Ellie Sharman at number 7. Yes, Ellie Sharman, number 7 at QB. Taking the snap from the pistol. And it's a handoff, running play for the first play of the game. Number 90 for the Ravens, Ayla Cook, with some very nice yardage. Yeah, Ravens looking to try to run the ball over the top of people with a couple of decent-sized running backs in the backfield. Ayla and looks like number 56, is it? Chantel Piver for the Ravens, with, as I mentioned, Ellie Sharman at quarterback. Ellie in her first season at quarterback with the, I think their starting quarterback from last year is having a baby, I believe. Ayla with, oh no, this time it's Chantel with the run, and she's stopped by the Raptors, number 77 and 22.
So Justin, with only 9 players on each side for the women, would you say that favours the running game?
It favours the running game if you have speed. I mean, you could say that about, you know, the 11-man game, but 11-man game you can tend to grind it out a bit more. Because you've got 9 players on the field offensively and defensively, you can really take advantage of it with the running game around the outside. Up the middle doesn't seem to make a huge amount of difference. But if you can exploit the outside of the field and the extra width you've got, it can be very much an advantage if you've got a speedy running back. And when you know, the likes of Christy Moran at running back, she's made a lot of yardage over the years running that ball around the outside edge and using that extra width either side of the ball. But in saying that, you know, if you've got someone with a decent arm with, you know, lots of room on the field to pass the ball and find receivers and get receivers open, it will help the passing game as well. But again, it comes down to whether it's 11-man or 9-man. It comes down to personnel that you've got. Ellie looking to run again. Number 90, I think. Oh, no, that was 56, Chantel again. Don't know how much running back Ayla and Chantel have played for the Ravens. As I said, normally it'd be Christy back there getting the ball. Kestra Triasmano, also a Ravens player from the past. She's also had a baby very recently, so she won't be taking part. A little bit soft, I know, but you know, we'll forgive her for that. And back to the running back again. Oh, and she's hit by number 7 for the Raptors, Aleli Schuster, with a lovely hit up the middle. Now, the Raptors defense doing a reasonably good job at the moment after a bit of an ordinary start stopping the run. They're now starting to block some of those holes, and they successfully defended on the run to the outside. Now they've successfully defended up the middle, which leaves the Ravens with a 3rd down and about 3 or so yards to go. Now they'll be looking to run again, I'd say. Yep, to the outside. And she's held the pitch. She's going to take it herself. Ellie has stopped for a loss or very little gain by number 22, Rachel Ware, another representative player from the Raptors. She's represented Queensland in the past. Nice stop from Rachel, so they might have got a few inches on that play, which brings up 4th down. So the Raptors would be very happy with the way that worked out for them. Playing a 4-person front, so it was like a 4-1 defense. That's 5 of their players, so the other 4 making up the secondary. They've gone around the outside, just outside, and she's going to go for a nice run down the right-hand side of the field, finally taken out of bounds by number 19 for the Raptors. One of the few I don't have on the list. That's unfortunate. So, good response from the Ravens to a awkward 4th down situation. Lots of yards, brings up 1st down on about the 18-yard line of the Raptors. Just going through the Ravens offensive line at left guard there, we've got number 77, Jasmine Weggett. Playing centre, number 83, I think, Brooke Gibson. And right guard, looks like it might be Karen Christian. And again, 56 with the run, Chantel Piva, getting close to the end zone, only about 4 yards away now. That's enough for a first down. Now the Raptors really need to look to seal off that outside edge. Probably play a little bit more laterally. They're trying to get a bit too much into the Ravens' backfield a bit too soon. They need to just be moving a little bit more laterally, cutting down that outside run. So first and goal. Got 5 girls up on the defensive line. Certainly expecting run by the looks of it. And based on what the Ravens have done so far, that's probably a fairly safe call. It's a pass. Little slant pattern to number 10. Number 10, Candace Swaisland with the reception in the end zone. Nice catch, nice pass. They took advantage of the fact that the Raptors and everybody else, including me, was keying on a run to swing it in there. A nice little slant pattern. Nice pass. Probably one of the harder passes to complete. So for a newbie quarterback, that's a nice strike to get the touchdown. Going for the 2-point PAT. Big fan of that myself. Marissa Hayes lined up in the slot at number 13. And this time they'll go for the run. Again, attacking that outside edge. Ellie Sharman runs it in with the speed option. Doesn't worry about pitching it to the tailback. Just does it all herself. Cuts up inside. Touchdown. It's a little bump in the end zone, but that's all good. All right. So we have our first touchdown for the game. 8-0 Ravens over Raptors. As mentioned in the previous call, we have a very devoted athlete on the field today, playing for the Raptors women. Coming all the way down from Moranbah for the game today, Courtney Yutsoy with her husband Jason. They are also involved with the Mackay Mavericks team. Courtney not as a player, unfortunately at this point the North Queensland comp, which starts in November, doesn't have a women's competition. So Courtney comes down from Moranbah every second week with Jason. Jason plays with the men's Raptors. Courtney pulls on the helmet for the women's Raptors. Courtney is playing in number 59, jersey number 59. See if she's on the field at the moment. Can't see the whole team. There she is there. Hello, Courtney. Hope the drive didn't tire you out too much. The Ravens looking to kick off. I think it's Marissa Hayes. Oh, they've gone a little short kickoff that's going to go out of bounds. No, she's let it hit her, and the Ravens have recovered the kickoff.
Yeah, let's have a look at that again.
Where's the ball? I can't even see the ball. Now they've gone for what looks like a shortish kickoff. It was going to go out of bounds, which would have been a penalty. The Raptors player has touched it. It's gone forward. Someone's fallen on it. Looks like a Raven, which would mean a Ravens ball and possession.
Yeah, Ravens do have it.
Yeah. So, for all those keys watching at home, if a ball is heading towards the sideline off a kickoff and there's no one in the vicinity, just let it go out. That will result in a penalty. Punts can go out of bounds, kickoffs cannot, without a penalty. So, Ravens again. Ellie Sharman at quarterback, getting the snap from, I can't remember. Nice run up the middle, nice little block thrown there from the center and left guard. With 77, Jasmine Weggett at center. Oh no, she's guard, so it's 83. Brooke Gibson at center for the Ravens. 80s normally being a eligible number, but with the women, I think they tend to mix it up a bit because it's difficult to know who's going to be playing where. So the restrictions on numbering tend to get a bit not as strict. We have another pass play coming up from the Ravens now, looking to the right, underthrown to Candace out there at right receiver. I don't know how much offense Candace has played prior to this season. As I said, she's more known as a middle linebacker for the Ravens, with numbers down a little bit. It's been necessary for her to go over to the what defensive players would call the dark side of offense. She seems to be enjoying it, taking catches, scoring touchdowns. All her adoring fans would be loving it. Raptors again, successfully stopping the Ravens' offensive drive. Another pass out to the right to Marissa Hayes. She's got the first down and a little bit more.
Tough catch into the sun.
Yeah, it was a good grab. Lots of air on it. The sun's coming straight into her left eye. Bouncing off face masks and helmet linings and all the other stuff. Just looking at the Raptors defense, number 72, Tony Connolly at what would be normally a right outside linebacker type position, possibly a defensive end. Number 95, Sarah Jane Bell on the other side. As I mentioned, number 7, Talalai Schuster at middle linebacker on that stop there with a few other Raptors. Good yardage from Beatrice Clement from the Ravens off the pass from Ellie Sharman. The passing game of the Ravens is proving to be quite impressive. Ellie's finding her mark more often than not. And they look to run again, a little pitch to the outside. Again, not much lateral work from the Raptors. And Chantel Piver stumbles her way down to the 5-yard line. You can see here they're getting penetration straight up, but they need to start moving laterally a lot faster to shut down that outside run. Outside linebacker / defensive ends for the Raptors, just not reading what's happening on that outside edge very successfully. Safeties need to come up a little bit faster to assist with that stop. Right, is looking to put some more points on the scoreboard. Ellie's passing again, nothing there. She's going to be sacked.
Oh no, she's handed off.
Managed to somehow hand it off to Chantel, who goes forward for maybe 1.5 yards. Quite sure where that handoff happens, somewhere in here. So Rachel Ware puts pressure on there. She's got her all wrapped up. Looks like it just pops out more than anything. Rachel with the stop, grabbing a handful of jersey. And number 51, Amy Tyson, coming in with the assist. Oh, we have a penalty on the play. Or is it second quarter? It's second quarter. The long march down the other end of the field. So far it's been a fairly entertaining game. We haven't seen much from the offense of the Raptors, but certainly the Ravens have been dominating on offense.
I don't think the Raptors have had the ball yet, have they, mate?
I'm just trying to think, have they had the ball yet? I mean, I would have thought they would have had to have had it once. But I don't think they have. No, because they the Ravens had the ball and then they lost it on the kickoff. So yeah, we haven't seen the Raptors offense at all at this stage. So it's been all Ravens with the ball. Raptors having to do the work on defense. Going to make it pretty tough for a team when they've got to do defending all day. got a change in the Ravens backfield. Candace Swaziland. I think it's Swaziland, or is it Swaziland? I'm not sure. We'll just say we'll go with what's on the team sheet. Candace Swaziland. Her partner, Ike Summerfield, pacing up and down the sideline. He's over there on the right-hand side somewhere. So, okay, there he is there in the denim shorts. Oh, we're back to the action. Ike, one of the Stingrays luminaries of the past few years. Played with him back in 2010. Pretty much taught him everything he knows. Ellie getting the ball. And she's passing to the right-hand side, out to a not open receiver, but an open defender. Number 19 with the grab. Oh, again, not on the team sheet. I think I mentioned her before. She's not on the team sheet, unfortunately. But nice little pick there. Went up in front of Marissa Hayes and behind Natasha Johnson for the pick. So we now get to see the Raptors offense and what they can do against this Ravens defense. Obviously a very nice time of the day to be playing football. Just after 5 o'clock. Still a little bit of warmth in the air, but just a bit of sun around and not too warm, not too cold. Team should be enjoying it. Okay, first down Raptors. Looks like it's number 6, Rachel Dutraban at quarterback. Rachel's got a little bit of history with the Rhinos, I believe. Oh, nice handoff to 26, I think. 28?
26.
28. Kate Bennett.
26.
Oh, 26. I don't have a 26. So we'll stick with 28. Kate Bennett. Oh, I don't know who 26 is. She can now be known as Kate Bennett, number 28. All right. So Rachel back at quarterback, just going through the Raptors offensive line. Number 28 is Kate Bennett, as we've already discussed. So she's playing center. Nothing there on the run from the Raptors. Number 78, Regan Kompf. Right guard. Left guard, we've got number 72, Tony Connolly. I apologise if my pronunciations of names are a bit awry. I don't get phonetic spelling from GQ. So we've got number 34, Katie Evan Heslop at right receiver. Number 22, Rachel Ware. And she's aired it out. Unfortunately, a little bit overthrown for number 55, Danielle Hutchison. Looks like there's a timeout. Timeout for the Raptors. They'll have a bit of a chat with their coach, work out what they need to do to get their offense firing on 4th down. Normally, one would expect a team to punt on 4th down. That, of course, relies on having someone that can punt and punt somewhat successfully. Not sure if the Raptors have that. I guess we'll find out very soon. But certainly 4th down at your own, 30, 20-yard line. It would certainly be a time when you'd be looking to punt the ball away. Mark Madison down there in the orange with the large camera strapped to himself. Taking some photos for the game. Everyone say hello to Mark. He's having a chat to Bernie about his old playing days where he used to shoot through gaps and point to where he was going and where he was going to score touchdowns. I'd say that's the nature of the conversation. Alright, they've had their chat. Time to resume at 4th and 10. Ravens would be pretty happy with what they've done so far on defense, managing to hold the Raptors. No gain. So they are going to punt. Let's see what they've got. And that's a nice kick. Some good yards in that. It's going to head to the sideline. No chance of a return. Number 6, Rachel Dutraband downs the ball. So it'll be Ravens ball, 1st and 10 at around about their own 44, which is 1 yard from halfway. Given that the field is 90 yards long, not 100 yards long because of the rugby league goalposts being in the way of having a 100-yard long gridiron field.
Now, Justin, I'm not sure whether you'll know the answer to the question, but this is a dedicated gridiron field here. So why, if it's the dedicated gridiron field and not a rugby league field, dual purpose, are they still playing on a 90-metre field?
Okay, I do have the answer to that question. And once this play is out of the way, we'll have a bit of a chat about that. It's a run up the guts. She's gone off the left edge, off tackle. She's gone back to the right. She's still running. Number 90, Ayla Cook. Finally brought down by Rachel Ware. And the mystery, number 19. Okay, this field was a rugby league field. The rugby league posts are still there. And in lieu of the Raptors having the finances to erect new goalposts, and they want to put up gridiron style goalposts with the single upright with the double upright. It's a financing situation, so once they raise the finance required to do that, they will then be changing to a 100-yard field. And there's another nice slant pat from Marissa Hayes, who's doing some nice work after the catch, and she will run all the way to the end zone for the score, or will she? Looks like she might be down to the 1. Her knees went down before she got there. Nice chase for number 19 to stop the touchdown. So yeah, with a lot of things that are gridiron related and making things happen and bringing plans to fruition and making it a more professional looking and ringy-dingy event, it all comes down to finances and what clubs can afford to spend and what councils are prepared to spend. But obviously the council doesn't feel they need to change the posts, so it becomes a financing issue for the Raptors. But it is in the works. They're currently in the middle of a fundraising scheme to raise the money required for that, amongst a few other things at the grounds. So Candice Swaziland in the backfield now with Ayla Cook at tail. I'm not sure what happened in the backfield there. A bit of maybe miscommunication. Ellie Sharman tries to do it herself and gets stopped nicely by Rachel Ware. Obviously being called upon to do a lot of defensive work for the Raptors today. A little bit of assist there, number 7, Talalai Schuster. Talalelei. Talalai. A lovely name. All right, back to the action. Ellie Sharman getting the snap from Brooke Gibson. And it's a handoff to Ayla. She's going to trundle along the right-hand edge, gets a bit of a shoulder charge from number 7, but that's not enough to stop her. So she proceeds into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice work, Ravens. Number 7 had a good shot. He had a good opportunity to put a shot on her. Again, Rachel Ware almost made the stop. Forgot to use her arms. So, but they must have given the touchdown to... What did I miss there, Paul?
I'm not sure, mate. They seem to have given up on the extra point.
Well, they must have given the touchdown. They must have given the touchdown to Marissa Hayes.
The first one on the far side. You reckon that was given? Oh, yep, okay. So that was 2 points for that second attempt.
Yeah, so they got 8 plus 6, so the 14. No, they've got both extras. That's what I thought.
We've got 16, it now. You do realise I'm doing the score as well, don't you, Justin? So if it's wrong, it's me.
I wasn't sure. I believe the score should be 16-0, yes. Because they got both extras. So Marissa must have been the touchdown. Unfortunately, we're limited to one camera, so we don't have the the multitude of views that we could possibly get of officials making signals and calls. So it's a bit hard to follow sometimes. Anyway,
occasionally the cameraman has to
16-0.
turn around and adjust the score, so he's not quite sure what's going on the field. So
All right.
stick with us, we'll get this
And
on.
that one is recovered again. Oh, the Raptors are letting these kicks bounce around and paying the price for it, with the Ravens recovering another kick. And I'm not even sure that they're designed onside kicks. I mean, they're working that way very successfully, but I don't know whether they're actually planning to get this result. I think they might be, based on the depth of the kick and the position they're putting it into. So the Raptors really need to wake up to that and do something to prevent that happening. So, first and 10 at the Raptors 38 by looks. Same backfield as before, Ellie, Candice and Ayla. Looks like Chantel Piver is out of the backfield for a little bit for some reason. Ayla again around the right-hand side, cuts up the inside, knocking people out of the way, breaking tackles, and
I saw a flag
successfully running into the end zone. Is it a touchdown? Is it a flag?
Saw a flag thrown over here. Let's have another look.
Normally, if something gets thrown that far downfield, it's an offensive, maybe a push in the back or a hold or something. Normally not a defensive penalty. And it is what? He's talking to defense. So it might be a face mask, which will mean the touchdown will stand. Officials just having a bit of a chat about it. Make sure they get it right and no one gets upset. Tim Renshaw backing up from the previous game. Yep, it's a face mask against who? I'm going to predict, well, I'm going to expect it to be defense. It'd be unusual for an offensive to get a face mask penalty, but it is possible. The Ravens certainly decimating the Raptors defense on that play. Ayla Cook swatting would-be defenders away on her way to the end zone. It is against defense, so we got a personal foul, face mask, against the defense. So that will be a touchdown, I believe. Have we had a signal yet? There it is. Touchdown Ravens. So if you could talk to your assistant and get that score updated, that'd be fantastic, Paul. There it is. Fantastic little assistant you've got there. Alright, so they're going for the 2 points again. I don't know whether that's based on the better odds going for the 2, or if they just don't have a confident place kicker in the team. But certainly the percentages would suggest that going for the 2 is probably a good idea, especially with such a lot of room on the field to work. And Ayla runs it in again for the extra 2. So now we have a 24 points to 0 ball game. And the Raptors really need to start doing something to stop this flow of points and get some points on the board themselves. Reasonably healthy looking crowd here today to watch this game, which is always good. Lovely facilities here at the Deception Bay grounds. Canteen. I'm not sure if the bar's open. It's certainly a canteen providing food for all the spectators. And it's the grandstand in full swing down there. We're loving the game. Get away from the grandstand. And it looks like there was a penalty assessed on that extra point as well. Or it was assessed, I would imagine it would have been had to have assessed on the PAT for it to affect the kickoff. But I'm no expert. Anyway, the Ravens kicking off from the halfway point. So I dare say they'll go for their little onside kick trickery again. in the hope of recovering the ball. They obviously like scoring touchdowns, as most offenses do. And yep, just a little short stabbing kick, but number 77 for the Raptors. Jasmine Wegert. No, that's the Ravens 77. Who was that? Number 72. Tony Connolly recovers that one. The Raptors get a chance with the ball again. Let's hope they can get something moving either on the ground or through the air. Again, like their men's team, I think they should probably focus a little bit more on moving the ball on the ground, getting something happening with the run game, and then work their passing game off that, because they've got absolutely no time on the passing game. Rachel Dutraband back there at quarterback isn't getting a lot of time to do a great deal. If they can get something happening with the run game, that will slow things down a bit and hopefully give her a bit more time to do things. Rachel's back there with number... Oh, she's gone the pass. Oh, nice little pass across the middle. Nice catch. Comes to an immediate halt after the catch to number 19. She's being asked to do a lot of work today. Nice pattern. Number 15 for the Ravens, Brianne Tricky. Defending against that. Number 90, Ayla Cook. She's playing defensively as well as offensively. It looks like she's playing a outside linebacker type role. Number 27, the left-hand side, Karen Christian. Lining up at middle linebacker. And looking to pass again. She's put some air under this one, and it's just gone down to nobody. So Candice Swaysland playing outside linebacker today. She's normally playing in the middle, but she's playing on the outside. Number 25 over at left corner, Brittany Todd. She's played a couple of seasons or more for the Ravens. May have come from the Jets. I'm not sure.
Whoa!
Oh, we've got a bad snap straight over Rachel's head. She's just going to down this for a huge loss, which is going to drag them back to the 20-yard line. So a 30-yard line? 20-yard line. So a 20-yard loss on that play. Ouch. And fourth down. And they'll look to punt this away with number 19 again. It's not a bad kick along the ground. Oh, Candice has got the ball, a little bit of room to move. Rachel Ware drags her down from behind and says, "That's far enough, Candice. That's far enough." And the Ravens end up in good field position on the Raptors 32. Let's see how the Raptors can keep them out. Go back to our starting offensive backfield for the Ravens. 56, Chantel. Number 90, Ayla Cook, and Ellie Sharman at quarterback. I dare say they'll be running it from here. That's been their most successful way of moving the ball thus far. And it is a run to Ayla. Another damaging run, knocks away 72 and runs into 83, who dispatches her across the sideline. Sheds the block off 21. Beatrice Clement makes the stop. Number 72, Tony Connolly. I think that's all it was. No, it might have been. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Ravens backfield having a bit of a chat, working out what they're going to do. It's probably going to be another run play. Oh, it was going to be an option type run play. Ellie's doing it all herself. She cuts up inside and gets wrapped up by number 19. Struggles for a few more yards. Nice work. The Raptors defense holding them, but probably not holding them to small enough gains. 11 yards from the end zone now. Might be second down. First down. Nice work, Ellie. So, first and 10. 11 yards out. Ravens backfield still having some issues getting their plays right, where they've got to line up. Obviously with their normal running backs out of the game, the backups can have a little bit of confusion sometimes about where they've got to be lining up and what they've got to be doing. It's to be expected. Still having a chat, so I think they might be going with this option play to the left. And there it is. But this time the pitch to 56. Chantel gets, again, dragged down by Rachel Ware. She's the everywhere woman on defense. Number 83. A bit of an assist there. Yeah, I don't have 83 on my team list, so another mystery player. I think Chantel might have picked up a little injury from that hit. Marissa Hayes seems a bit concerned about her welfare. Looks like a right shoulder injury. Peter Davies, one of the luminaries of Gridiron Queensland. He's been around for, must be 60 or 70 years in the Gridiron community. Still got a bit of a spring in his step for a 150-year-old. He's come across to check on the welfare of his player. Referees taking a bit of time to have a chat about all those bad calls that Tim made against Justin Fernley back when he was playing. Oh, and there was this one time I called him for holding and he wasn't even on the field. Good times, good times. Okay, so looks like we're back into the action now. The Ravens 4 yards from the end zone, or 3 yards from a first down. Which will they choose? I'm going to predict that they're going to run this ball into the end zone. Number 90, Ayla Cook. There's the snap. There's the pitch. Ayla's running around to the right. Comes up to Rachel Ware. Knocks her out the way. Number 72 has made the tackle. Nice work, Tony Connolly. Denied. Now, this is the lateral movement I'm talking about. Tony's done a really good job of coming across laterally, chasing it down. Rachel also moved laterally well to slow her down and push her back inside for the tackle for Tony to make. Well done, Raptors. Lining up again in this offset eye. Having a chat to Ayla again. Good chance she'll be getting it again. There it is, handoff this time. Left edge. Not enough lateral pursuit, and she strolls into the end zone for a touchdown. Nice work, Ravens. There's the signal. Ayla adding another touchdown to her growing impressive list of touchdown stats. Number 95, Sarah Jane Bell, almost getting there, but not quite. So 30-0. Scoreline is blowing out a little bit. Raptors will be starting to get a bit concerned about how many points they're not going to be able to stop. Good time for the Ravens to look to mix things up a little bit with personnel and positional changes, although they don't have a rather huge roster either, so probably not a lot of flexibility to do that. Going for the 2 points, again another backfield discussion with Candace and Ayla. Ball going again to Ayla to attempt to run it in to the left-hand side. Looks like she's not going to make it this time. She's run out of bounds. Nice work from number 83 for the Raptors to shed the block and force her to continue to the outside. Lateral pursuit that time, much better from the Raptors. Well done. Coming back, Marissa Hayes having a chat to the white hat official. Is that? Not quite sure who that is. I don't recognise him. The Raptors will get another opportunity to hopefully do something with the ball, their offensive unit. Ravens will be kicking off from the normal spot. No penalty on that previous series, PAT or otherwise. So they'll be kicking off from the 30. I dare say going for their attempted onside recovery again. Any women or men, but seeing as though watching a women's game, we'll say specifically women out there watching today, thinking about playing Gridiron. We're about halfway through the season at this point. But still be an opportunity to make contact with either of these teams, the Raptors or the Ravens, or any other women's teams. Just go along to the Gridiron Queensland website and have a look at each club's details and just make contact with the coaching personnel. Maybe go down for a few training sessions just to check it out, have a look, see what it's all about. You may end up playing this year, you may not, but this might be an opportunity to start thinking about for next year. And the kick is again short, recovered by the Raptors. So they'll get the ball for a change in fairly healthy field position to mount their offensive raid on the Ravens side of the field.
And just in case you were wondering, I believe that the whistle was for a child in the backfield, not a call you hear too often.
Child in the backfield. Someone obviously very enthusiastic about playing Gridiron outside their normal age range and just wanted to get out there and get into the action. Probably a bit unfortunate the officials had to be quite so heavy-handed. You know, I say let them play, Paul, let them play. Good life lesson for them. Character building. Okay, so Raptors with the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 41-ish. Oh, she dropped back. Nice pass. Got some air underneath it, but almost probably a better chance of being picked there than getting the reception with Rachel Ware. Going down the middle from what would normally be considered a tight end position. Throwing into almost triple coverage, but certainly double coverage. So a fairly ambitious play there from Rachel, quarterback for the Raptors. They need to just work on some simple stuff to the short outside instead of trying to go for it all down the middle. Big cushion for number 19 from number 25 of the Raptors, Ravens, Brittany Todd. Another bad snap over the head. So an unfortunate loss of yards. But yeah, just some little dumps to the Ravens wide receivers. Maybe bring them in another yard or two and just dump them off and see what yards they can get. Might be a better alternative at the moment than trying to go for the long passes. And get those receivers into the game, get them more involved, and not put quite so much pressure on the quarterback. And going long again, and it's almost picked off.
Got a good arm on her.
Todd on that one. She does. She can throw a ball. It's just the difficulty is getting the receivers open because, especially Brittany Todd, number 25, she's playing about a 10-plus yard cushion. So trying to get the ball past her is going to be a big ask, and that's why she ended up there in that perfect position to break up that play. So maybe just focus on dumping some little 5-yard outs to the receivers, getting that cornerback to come up a bit closer, and then try launching some long balls against that. We go again. She's going long again. And again, that's overthrown everybody. the defensive secondary of the Ravens is playing quite deep, so trying to get a completion against that is going to be very difficult. So they need to sort of work on passing underneath that deep cover, which of course then becomes a difficult timing issue and passing issue. But we've ended up with a turnover, so that was a 4th and out. No gain on that drive. I think they actually lost some yards because of that bad snap. They're back with the Ravens on the Raptors 31-yard line. Ellie Sharman, quarterback. Ayla at tailback. Candace at fullback. And a little dump across the middle. Falls short of 21. Beatrice Clement for the Ravens. The 36 out in the right receiver, Natasha Johnson. I think they'll be looking to get the ball to her with a bit of length on it this time. No, it's going back to the left with a short one to no one in particular. Probably Marissa Hayes was the intended target, but fell a long way short of that. So yeah, a little post pattern to the right-hand receiver might be to go.
Well, that's half time. So
Okay.
we'll take a little bit of a commentary break and we will be back with the second half in
We will.
about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Bye, viewers.
All right, and welcome back to Deception Bay. Are you with us, Justin?
I am here, Paul. We're getting set for Saturday Night Lights, the second half of this Ravens versus Raptors women's game. Ravens comfortable winners at the moment, 30-0. Raptors will be looking for a huge improvement in their offensive and defensive sides of the ball in this half. Ravens will be looking to continue doing what they've already started doing in the first half. Rachel Ware having a chat to her team, getting them fired up for the second half.
We like to give
Ravens
Justin
will
a
be
little bit
kicking.
of airtime every game. So. Here he is in the bunker up at Bundaberg.
The Bundaberg studio, the live streaming Brisbane reach is spreading out across this mighty land.
I was actually going to
Officers
put a
in-
shout out, Justin. I don't think we've got anyone to do one of the. We're actually doing 2 men's games for the next 2 weeks. So we're actually doing one game from 2 different locations. Kenny's doing the games at the Rhinos, but I don't have a commentator for the other game. So anyone out there, anyone around the world, if you're interested in
Feel
doing
free
what
to
Justin's
step
doing
up.
today, drop me a line
I'll
at
be-
Live Streaming Brisbane.
Here comes the kick-off, another short kick. Quite sure
They've got it back.
what the idea is behind these short kickoffs. Obviously, the Ravens very keen to hang on to the ball and maximise their offensive opportunities. Given a scoreline of 30-0, I question the need for that, but hey, it's all part of football and gives the Raptors plenty of practice to field them.
Oh, you got to say it's
commentary's
working.
out. Well, it is working. Yes, it's working very well. Just obviously limiting the Raptors' ability to do anything with the ball. But certainly, if anyone out there would like to do the commentary for next week, that'd be much appreciated. I'll be camping at Agnes Water, which will have very, very limited internet coverage, so I'll be unavailable, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately for me or my wife, but... And back to the Ravens with the Speed option. Ayla juggles the ball. Still got plenty of room to do stuff. Cuts back. Field the direction. Going back to the right and brought down by a solid hit from number 7. Talalai Schuster. She's put on some nice hits this game. Ayla ran into a brick wall on this one. Whooshka. Down she goes. A little bit of help from 19 there. Looks like another running play coming up from the Ravens. Another pitch to Ayla Cook. Around the outside. Cutting back to the left. Dragged down from behind by Amy Tyson. A little bit of help from Sarah Jane Bell. They're not doing anything too tricky, the Ravens. Just working the ball left and right with the power running back, Ayla Cook. And we have an injury on the Raptors team. The Raptors trainer looking resplendent in his black tutu today. It's always a nice touch. The Raptors girls on the sideline. Looks like Lani Botel in number 19. She is listed at number 2 on the program, but I think she might be wearing number 19. Although it looks like, oh, it's a bit hard to tell. People look different with a helmet on, but I think that might be Lani. She's been involved in lots of everything today, offensively and defensively. Oh, they're still smiling and laughing, so it can't be anything too serious. Just can't get a number at this stage. Might be 20. Number 25. Oh, it's 22. It's Rachel Ware. Oh, that'll be a bit of a blow to the Raptors. Rachel, one of their leading players. I think the captain. As I said before, a Queensland representative. So if she's gone for the game, that'll be a huge blow to their fortunes. Left leg injury. She looks a little upset. Be hurting a little bit. So the large crowd here at Deception Bay clapping her off the field. Deception Bay's very own Saturday Night Lights. So no score thus far in the third quarter. Ravens obviously very much in command at the stage. Raptors doing what they can to stay in the game. The loss of Rachel Ware won't make that any easier. Just like to say a big thank you to all of our volunteers and those who assist with the running of the games. People on the chain gang, down marker, obviously the officials. They do get small financial compensation for officiating at games, but still it's a large part of why they do what they do is a love for the game and not so much for any financial reward. So thank you to them. Thank you to all the coaches and everyone else that assists with the running and preparation for the games that we can enjoy playing and watching. Now we're back into the action. First and 10, the Raptors 30. Ravens with the ball. Their usual offensive backfield of Ellie Sharman, Candice Swaysland and Ayla Cook. Candice hasn't seen a great deal of ball from the backfield today. Maybe this will change on this play. No, it's a pass play. Ellie not giving herself much room, and she is sacked. Loses the ball. Ayla recovers. Nice play from 95 coming around the left end. Sarah Jane Bell. Here she comes, straight past the block, and Bushka gets it from behind. Normally that would be her non-blind side, but on that particular occasion, having turned to run to her left, she didn't see that coming. A little bit of a loss on that play, 6 yards. It's going to make their second down a little bit trickier. I think she'll be going for another run to Ayla. Yes, here it comes. No, she fakes the run. She's going to run behind the blocking of Ayla, and that'll get her back to the first down marker. Third down with 10 to go. Nice run there from Ellie, scooting it from the outside. Sarah Jane Bell getting across in defence to stop her getting any more yards than she wanted her to. 5-yard gain, 3rd and 11. Giving the ball to Ayla Cook on this play, seeing if Ayla can get the yards required. Oh no, she's gone the other way. Not quite sure what was going on there, but Ellie's going to get the yards herself, or very close to it. A little bit of shove there at the end from the Raptors number 83. It's not going to be enough for a first down, maybe a 6-yard gain before she gets pushed out of bounds. I don't know if it was a bit of misdirection in the backfield or if they got their directions wrong. I think they might have been setting up for a pitch play. Option pitch. So 4th and 5, they are going for it. And why not? With a 30-point lead, it's worth the risk. A little bit of movement there from the fullback, Candice. Is that going to be enough to take them back another 5 yards? Looks like it is. That will make it 4th and 10. Smart money says they'll air it out, but with the way Ayla Cook's been grinding out the yards today, there's every chance they might just give the ball to her on this play. Not as much chat in the backfield. Judging by the receivers, I'd say they were looking at a pass play. And here it comes. It's out to the right and battered down by number 83. Well, she was the destroyer on that drive. Nice looking pass there from Ellie, but not quite where she wanted it to be. Looks like the receivers might have got a bit confused. Both Ravens receivers ending up in the same spot. Now the Raptors get another opportunity to show us what they can do with the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 30. There's 60 yards to go to the end zone. Let's hope they can resurrect a bit from this game offensively and get some yards on the board. And they brought number 7 on at left guard. Right. 4 receivers. So they're looking to pass. Rachel passes down the seam. And not enough space there for their receiver to reel that one in. Not a bad looking pass, but didn't quite get to it as she wanted it to.
I'd like to see the number 7 running with the ball. Justin, your thoughts?
Well, they really need to do something to just make it a little bit more difficult for the Ravens defense to work out what's going on. Did you mean number 6 for the Raptors?
No, the number
or
7.
Number 7. Oh, they're number 7 who's currently playing left guard. Yeah, that would be an interesting exercise, a missed opportunity there for Candace. Well, yeah, certain number sevens been putting on a lot of good hits on the defensive side of the ball, and given the amount of yardage that Ayla Cook for the Ravens has generated today, I think it would probably be a very worthwhile exercise. But in saying that, it's hard to know what training they've done with number 7 carrying the ball. She may never have even taken a handoff at practice. So whilst it would be interesting for us to potentially see that happen, there might not have been the preparation put into that happening for it to happen. But it would certainly be interesting. Marissa Hayes coming around. Oh, nice pass plate. And Rachel Ware is back on the field. So she's obviously gotten over that little leg injury she had. Nice completion. Lined up on the slot. A little slide out to the right. To the left. Takes the ball and gets held up. And a couple of nice tackles there from number 5, Dellen Palmer for the Ravens. I think it might have been Marissa Hayes. No, she was coming around the left edge, so it might have been Candace. So 4th and 3.5. We're going back to the air. Looking left to Rachel, is it? No, to Lani. I believe that's Lani. And that's an incomplete pass. Yeah.
We have a flag down.
There's a flag down. The Ravens are looking a little concerned. Hands on hips, asking some questions. Officials are having a chat, trying to work who this one's for. Normally downfield like that, it suggests it's a defensive secondary problem. Holding or pass interference or something along those lines. And it is against the defense. And it's a illegal use of the hands in the back. First down. Oh, there's a bit of joy for the Raptors to finally be on the receiving end of some positive yardage, albeit from a penalty, but hey, take what you can get. But yeah, aside from giving the ball to number 7, I really think the Raptors need to, be using their running game a little bit more. Maybe run behind number 7, just tell her to run and just get up behind her and follow where she goes, because she's obviously capable of putting on a hit and knocking people out of the way. We've seen her do that on the defensive side of the ball. Rachel passing a goal, a lovely pass to Lani Bertel, who catches it and scoots out of bounds for a huge gain. Nice pattern, little post corner, little short post corner pattern. Beautiful play. Let's see some more of that. It takes them down to the 21-yard line. The Ravens will be keen to maintain this shutout situation they've got at the moment. The Raptors likewise will be keen to end that shutout situation. So Rachel lined up at quarterback again looking to pass. And she's passing to the right-hand side this time. And in and out of the hands of number 7, Ellie Sharman. The QB stepping into a defensive back role, and unfortunately the hands let her down on that occasion. So we avoid a turnover and we get a second down situation for the Raptors. I think we were looking at the teams at the start of the game, Paul. The Ravens had 13 on the sideline. There were 9-man, nine players on the field, so they would have been doing a bit of shuffling around of playing both ways. A pitch out to 83, and thankfully for the Raptors, the whistles are blowing, so the play's dead. We'll work out why that's the case. It's unusual for a quarterback to have to back up and play both ways. There's been a few athletes over the years in Gridiron Queensland playing the QB role and the defensive back role, but it's still unusual to see it happen. But Obviously, with the numbers down a bit for the Ravens today, Ellie's having to play a bit of defensive back as well as quarterback. Ellie, the star of one of our recent Gridiron Queensland videos of player-focused stories and why they play the game and how they started. Pay visit to the Gridiron Queensland Facebook page and scroll down a week or so and you'll see that video. Another big pass from Rachel, goes through a couple of sets of hands and eventually slapped down by Brittany Todd from the Ravens. Nice pressure there from Marissa Hayes. And there's the slap down. Not today, Raptors, not today.
Well, there's a flag down on the ground there.
In the secondary.
There's a bit of chat going on. Yeah.
We've got a holding against the defense. That's normally a defensive back holding back a receiver in a pass play situation like that. So the Raptors will get a automatic. Oh no, it's holding against the offense. I misread that one. Oh, that's a shame. A warning signal to the defense. Maybe not. So a bit more work to do for the Raptors. Second and a long, long way. It's about 20 yards. They'll be looking to go to the air. Back to, and it's straight down the middle, straight past Ellie Sharman. I'm not quite sure what happened there. She might have lost that ball in the lights, or it was further away from her than the camera angle suggests. Not really sure. Either way, it brings up a third down. A long way to go. Given her success connecting with Lani Botel in number 19, I would have thought she'd be looking to go there again. So the Ravens might be down to 3 or 4 on the sideline available. Okay, so 2 in the backfield. They're going to pass the ball and use that. No, they're going to run the ball on a 3rd and 20. And that was somewhat unsuccessful. The Ravens defense not falling for that trickery and stuffing it in the backfield with 3 Ravens defenders there to make the hit. Ayla Cook certainly being a dominant player for the Ravens today, doing a lot of work in the offensive backfield and also in the defensive front 5 for the Ravens. So, 4th and 25. Looking to pass, looking for Lani. Lani catches it. Nice grab, nice pass, but not enough to get that first down. Lani Botel with the Thunder last year, now playing with the Raptors. A very attractive partner, Joshua Eagleton, the sometimes quarterback for the men's Raptors team. We saw him play earlier in the day. I'm sure he'll be watching from the sideline and cheering his women's team on. Okay, Ravens back with the ball on offense. Let's see if they follow the same pattern they have previously and give the ball to Ayla on this first down situation. Looking to pass. And now she's looking to scramble around the outside and passes it to Marissa Hayes, who drags it in very nicely one-handedly. Still fighting for yardage. There goes the whistles. That'll do. That'll do, Marissa. That'll do. Must have been very close to the line of scrimmage when Ellie finally decided to pass that ball. The quarterback can only pass behind the line from behind the line of scrimmage. Once she crosses the line of scrimmage, it would then become an illegal forward pass, and a penalty would be ensuing. Ellie looking to pass again. And she dumps it out to Ayla in a little naked screen. And she gets a first down by the looks of it. and then some. No, the Ravens not trying to do anything too fancy. They're not looking to pound the ball down the field anymore, so probably getting in a bit of passing practice. Good idea given the situation. Still 30-0. They haven't scored in this half as yet. As much as they'd probably be keen to get some points on the board, they're obviously using this as a situation to practice a few things that they may not normally do in a game situation. And we've got a pass again to Marissa Hayes on a little slant, a little bit underthrown from Ellie. And that's the reason why it's a good idea to spend this time just working on the passing game, getting those little things right, using it as an opportunity to improve that aspect of their game as they come up against the stronger teams. Talking about the stronger teams, just have a little bit of a look at the current women's ladder, see how all the teams are progressing. Ellie dropping back to pass again. She's going to scramble around to the right. Plenty of room to move. It's the other benefit of 9-person football, is that there's lots of room for the quarterback to go scrambling when the defensive rush breaks down. People leave the outside uncontained. Lots of room for a speedy quarterback to take advantage of. So just talking about the women's ladder at the moment, the Stingrays are up top on 6 points, with the Thunder also on 6 points, and they're followed by the Ravens on 4 points and the Raptors on 0 points. Ellie Sharman about to receive the snap. She's going to pass again. No little dump off to 21. Not much yardage from that one. Beatrice Clement out there and receiving in the wide receiver position. So the Raptors managed to hold that first down. That's the whistle blown.
Quarter time.
I do believe that is the end of the third quarter. Yes. Oh, the Raptors would be pretty happy with themselves. It's been a scoreless third quarter. They haven't done a huge amount on offense, but they've certainly looked a lot more productive and settled in their offensive play this quarter than they have in the previous two. So they'd be pretty happy with a 0-0 scoreline for that quarter. I think they'd put that down as a little bit of a tick. Would have been nice to get some points on, but given the fact they are playing a Ravens outfit that's capable of putting on points, and lots of points, holding them to 0, put that down as a tick. We go into the fourth quarter with the Ravens in possession. 2nd and 11. Rachel Ware on screen. Good to see she overcame that leg injury she suffered previously in the game. Ravens on the Raptors 30-yard line. They'll be looking to run the ball here. There's a keep, and she pitches it to Ayla, who's got a bit of room to move on the outside. She's going to cut this back inside and get dragged down by Rachel Ware again. Well, thank goodness Rachel was able to come back onto the field, because they've really needed her covering of real estate on the ground this whole game, denying Ayla a clear run to the end zone there again. So good field position for the Ravens. That's a first down. They might run this one again. They'll be giving up on that pass game for now. Yeah, a bit of a quick back in the backfield. So this will be another run play around to the left. There's off to the left. Oh, it turns up going up the middle. Ayla changes direction back to the right side and gets the touchdown for the Ravens. Raptors getting a bit knocked around now. The 7 coming through, didn't quite get there in time. Would have been a magnificent collision if she'd managed to make contact, but just not there at the right time. We have a false start from the Ravens. Is that going to affect... What's that affecting? Oh, I'm not sure what that call was. So we'll just ignore it. So the Ravens going for the extra 2 after the touchdown to Ayla Cook. I think that's maybe 4 for her today. A bit of misdirection in the backfield again, so probably looking for a run. Yep, there's the give to Ayla, and she strolls it in for another 2 points for the Ravens, which takes the score to 38 points to 0. Nice little cut back there. Nice block from Candice, pushing Rachel Ware to the outside. Nicely read by Ayla to get the 2. Very picturesque evening here at the Raptors home field at Deception Bay. A wonderful facility provided by the local council. They do a lot of work with the Raptors committee to keep the field in a very attractive, healthy state, so we can all enjoy playing on there. So the Ravens, will they get to 50? That's the question they'll be asking themselves at this point. Raptors will be doing everything they can to prevent that happening, of course. So they might be going for a bit more length on this kick than previous ones. Yes, they've kicked this one long. It's gone sailing over the head of the Raptors. Number 55, Danielle Hutchison, will down the ball at the 5-yard line. Not
talk me through that one, sure. Justin.
Quite sure what she was doing with that one. Yeah. There's nothing I can talk you through there, Paul, except that it's very unusual to down a ball at the 5-yard line. Maybe she got a cramp. But nice kickoff from Marissa Hayes. Plenty of yards on there. Forcing it deep into the Raptors' half of the field. Maybe she got a call from the coach or from the captain on the field. Not quite sure. Okay, let's see what the Raptors can do with the ball from deep within their own territory. 5 yards out from their end zone. Looking to run the ball. Number 83 again. Nice moves in the backfield, but not enough to get past Candice. She unfortunately has thrown. No, Rachel Ware has picked up the scraps of a probably ill-informed pitch at the end of that play. And has managed to grab a few extra yards. So there's the pitch. Hopefully trying to get it to Rachel, but the other Rachel cleans up the mess. And they end up with about a 10-yard gain. Is it enough for a first down? I can't see.
No, I think we've got about another 3 meters to go.
2nd and 3 and 4. Yep. Looks like a few of the Raptors girls playing out of position. Some of their stances looking like defensive players that have been called in to play a bit of offense. And unfortunately for the Ravens, number 15, Brianne Tricky, has put that one down.
Well, the Raptors have loved that play all day, but they haven't managed to hook it up yet.
Yes, they've been looking to get that deep completion. As I said, it's a big ask when a defender's playing so far off the receiver. It's probably why they've had more success with the post corner pattern, where a bit of trickery from Lani has got her open more so than just that straight fly pattern. So another dodgy snap picked up by the running back, who tries to make something of it, but doesn't get much opportunity. Dragged down pretty quickly by 21, Beatrice Clement, who's been playing a bit of everything as well. Wide receiver, linebacker, defensive line for the Ravens today, and doing a very good job of all three. And the Raptors getting a bit confused about how they can improve on this offensive performance. 4th down, they're going to try to punt this away. Hopefully they can get some good yards on this kick. It's a nice little kick. It's going to get some yards. Fielded by Candace Swaysland, who can't field it cleanly and downs it straight away. So that will be a 1st down opportunity for the Ravens women at around about 30-yard line of the Raptors, maybe the 25-yard line. Yeah, 25-yard line of the Raptors. 25 yards to score here early in the 4th quarter.
Yes, our clock is not exact, but it at least gives you some idea.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it's probably about 15 to 20 minutes of actual time left in the game, unless there's probably a running clock given the score. Not entirely sure what GQ's rules are regarding running clocks these days, but normally once the score blows out to these sort of levels, they just run the clock down with no stoppages. And we've got the pitch option again out to the left, and the Raptors defense are up to the task this time, dragging Ayla down for a couple of yards gain, if any at all. Let's have a look at this. Where's this one spotted? It looks like she'll just barely get back to the 1st down spot. Yep, so 2nd down, still 10 to go. So good work from the Raptors defense there, stopping that run. It's been one of the Ravens' more successful plays today. The Raptors seem to have worked out how to stop that fairly successfully. So we've got another run to Ayla coming up. Number 7's coming through, but unfortunately it's an outside run. She's taken off up the inside. Ayla cutting back, looking to score, and she's taken this one into the end zone. A couple of broken tackles, but we do have a flag.
Flags down there.
Looks like a push in the back. We've got a push in the back from one of the Ravens. Looks like number 21, Beatrice Clement there. Not quite sure if contact had actually been broken. Be interesting to have another look at that one, but don't know if we can.
You want another look?
Yeah. 21, so she makes contact. Oh no, there we go. Contact had been broken, and then she comes back and pushes her in the back. So that's a good call from the officials there. If contact is made initially in the front and it's maintained while the defender turns, then there's no penalty for pushing in the back. If contact is broken from the initial contact and then you push them in the back, that's a penalty. Ravens 3rd and 12. Candace Swaysland taking off. She was pretty eager on that play to get something happening. Wouldn't mind seeing Candace getting a few handoffs just to mix it up a little bit. See what she can do. So far, Ayla being given certainly the majority of running opportunities. Little pass over the middle. Beatrice getting held up by the Raptors' second line. Here it is again. Comes across the middle. Linebacker gets in her face. Nice work from 83. There's a pretty much a borderline call between DPI and just normal bumping of the receiver. Under the rules we play, the defender can bump the receiver all the way out the field as long as they don't actually get beside them or past them while the ball's not in the air. Ayla Cook rampaging again through the Raptors defense. Not quite sure how many yards forward she went, but she certainly went about 15 yards in various directions.
First down.
First down. Nice run.
And that's time, mate.
That is the end of the game. So it must have been a running clock.
Well, 38
points to zip.
Justin,
nice
it's been a pleasure to have you. It's been the first time that we've tried to do the bunker, so thank you for being our guinea pig and working through it with us.
Very grateful for the opportunity, Paul. Hope the viewers enjoyed what we had to provide today. Thank you, Paul.
Well, I did see that Kenny had said good job to you, mate, so that's praise from the highest.
That's good enough for me.
All right, signing off, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.
Paul. Cheers. Bye.